Stop Wearing My Clothes podcast. I'm Amy.
And I'm Kayla.
One
podcast,
two
two sisters. This is episode number 6, and we have special guest Alana Kupke. She is a friend of mine from college. We went to the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in downtown LA together. And we just talk about dating because me and Amy are old married people. And so we need some fresh, hot take on it. We get to hear kind of her experience with dating compared to ours, which ours is very minimal, and just what she's looking for a guy, because this podcast is brought to you by getting Alana on the next season of The Bachelor. She is an Armenian goddess who deserves to be loved, and we are excited to help put that into the universe. So we actually applied her. We nominated her through Bachelor Casting. We are going to be tagging Bachelor Casting Instagrams in every post. You could help us too. You can demand that Alana should be on our television screens. Right, Amy?
Yes. Demand. We also talk about really embarrassing stories. I mean, they're probably not that embarrassing to people listening, but it's just embarrassing that I had to say some things out loud, like about my first kiss. So if you want to hear more about that, keep on listening.
We have no filter. So
Do you want me to give you some fresh dirt right now?
Okay.
You're gonna, but no one else knows, and you're gonna cry that I'm gonna say this out loud. Okay, so online. Oh, okay, not online. You know what I'm gonna say, don't you?
Yes.
So while Jared and I were broken up, I loved him so much, and I was a psychopath. Like, this is honestly probably the most embarrassing, thing that I've ever done in my entire life, and I don't want anyone to know, but I'm outing myself right now, so apparently I don't care that much. And Jared does know this. I told him at the airport after we had been dating for probably almost a year. So I created a fake Instagram with a fake person, like someone's pictures, but no one that I know, and no one that anybody would know, with a fake name, and I started talking to him. And I'm not going to get into the specifics on that because that kind of makes him look pretty bad, but we won't go into that. But
I love it. It makes him look bad, not you look bad.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. But then it gets worse. I then proceeded to out him from the things he said to me to other girls that I knew he was talking to try to get him to not like him anymore.
That's called true love in the 21st century.
And that's I am not advising this. It did not work. If I would have told him before we started dating, we probably never would have restarted dating again. Now we laugh about it. We think it's pretty funny.
We do not recommend.
No. And
neither does Neve.
Yeah. So yeah, I was a catfisher. That's terrible.
I was hoping you would say this in the actual episode, so when you didn't, I was a little disappointed. But
I forgot. So I was like, I have to say it now. I have to do it.
So that's just a little taste, guys, of what this episode will bring.
Yes,
if
and
you want some good.
Also, I'm feeling very insecure. Please still love me, guys. I'm not as crazy. I've grown since then.
You've got some good blackmail if we ever. I mean, no, this is out for everybody, so not really. But we don't. There's nothing we don't say in this podcast, and you will realize that very soon. There's gonna be some humiliating moments coming up, and that's what people like, right? Watch the train wreck we are.
Yeah. And if you have a question and you want to hear some dirt, email us. Stop wearing.
Yeah, if you have any questions about us.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll let you know.
We've got nothing to hide.
I'm pretty sure that was the worst thing ever. So now you guys know there's not much left I think I can give. That's worse.
All right. Well, with that said, let's get into the episode. All right. Hello. We have our very first guest that we're not married to. This is Alana Kupke. We will be talking about all things dating, embarrassing stories, and she's the only single one. So
Thank you.
well, just like we don't have any really good insight, especially in like the current dating and the apps.
You're
like
not missing that much.
I can't. So we just need to get your perspective. What was it? I wrote it down. 2 married ladies and the Bachelorette. So like two men and a baby. Did you ever watch that movie? Okay,
Yeah.
that's the reference.
I'm the baby.
So first question. Are you ready, Alana?
I'm going right into
I'm
it.
going right into it. Are we friends? Let's describe our relationship a little bit.
Yeah, like we're sort of friends.
Yeah. So we met at FITM, which is the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. I was there 2 years, so I was there a year before this gal.
Yeah.
And then she walked into my computer class.
Excel
class, and I remember looking at you, I'm like, you've got some cool style. And 2 words is where we fell in love.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, so anyone who knows me is probably like rolling their eyes, but that's literally how we became friends because I don't know, I think we just like started talking.
Yeah, we had both been to like the Broadway show. Yeah. And then she found out I went to Mamma Mia in theater for 8 times.
That was literally the moment where I think I was like, we're gonna be friends.
Was there any social media posts made about me? Did that happen?
Do you not remember? Oh, I remember. I should have pulled it. I'll find it. You could.
Oh yeah, we could post it on social.
So I used to use Twitter a lot more than I haven't used Twitter in like probably over a year. But I remember her and I like started talking about Mamma Mia, and she told me how many times she saw it in theaters, and I was like, I'm not the only one who's like crazy. Like there's other fans out there. And I was like so excited to have a friend at FITM because like you were really the only person that I like connected with like that early on. And I did tweet about her even though I didn't know she had a Twitter or anything.
I did?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I didn't tag you. I was just like, made my first friend. Like she's seen Mamma Mia like 17
She
times.
tweeted about me before we were officially friends. So kind of she's a stalker.
Yeah, something super dramatic. I tweeted.
Okay, yeah. So the very first time we hung out was Mamma Mia themed night.
Yeah. So I was going with I think like Mara, like the whole crew.
She has about 20 million friends. I've got a good solid 3.
That's okay. I live here. Never left. But I think I invited you, right?
Yeah.
So we have to bring Kayla. And
we threw on our best bell bottoms, some glittery top, and we painted the town red.
And I got a lot of videos from that night. I remember actually.
We got a little inebriated.
Like we had been singing, drinking, we're eating fries. I was like, we're gonna be friends for a long time.
Yeah, that was the night. That's our love story. Yeah. So we wanted you on because we just wanted to talk about embarrassing dating stories, just how I know I'm awkward with boys. I mean, yeah, I've been with the same guy for 10 years, but before that I was a hot mess. Yes, I was like 16, but still. And so I'm trying to think.
Still a hot mess if it makes you feel any better.
Embarrassing dating stories. Does anything come up?
Oh yeah, I've got one.
Because we've been talking.
I was actually thinking about this. Well, actually, I think I'm gonna go embarrassing first kiss because that's kind of where my brain went. So I was upset, and don't say names, Kayla. If you know, don't say names.
Okay.
I was upset.
I might put some names out there. For me, myself.
I don't think he even knows that it was my first kiss, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The guy didn't.
The guy didn't know it was my first kiss, no.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I was obsessed with him. Like, he would text me and I would jump up on my bed, like, screaming to the world. Like, I loved him so much.
I think I know.
But it was more of just probably a little crush for him. And we had gone to the movies and got home, and then I walked him out to his car because he had dropped me off. And
women empowerment.
Yeah. So we kissed and then pulled away, and then I just I don't even know what I did, but I think I just blank stared at him for a minute, and then he went in again. I'm like, oh, you want to do that again? And it was terrible. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I said it. I just blacked out, and it was really embarrassing.
Well, mine's not like a first kiss, but it was the first guy I kissed We kissed actually in the school hallway, so scandalous.
So cliche.
Yes, but then we went to the movies, and like we were texting before, and like, oh, make sure it's a bad movie, so we won't be watching it because we were gonna like make out. And so I was like 16, and I didn't get my first kiss till I was 16. I was a little bit of a late bloomer. All my friends were having sex by then. But we we went to the.
Not that old.
No, it's not. It's not. But I was the last one out of my friend group, at least. So I felt like I was like the last one on planet Earth.
Well, at that age, you kind of feel like you're like 30. If you
Yes,
haven't done any of that
for
now.
sure.
Yeah.
So I was so excited to have a makeout session. Really, like all I know about kissing and making out is from like TV shows and movies. And especially at 16, like I was on Gilmore Girls reruns, like on repeat. So just some backstory because it will tie into the story. So we are in the back of the movie theater. We decide to start making out. So we make out. It's going okay. And then, like, it's been a while. I'm like, okay, well, what happens now? Like, I guess it could escalate, but I'm like, no, I don't really want to do that. So then we stop, and on Gilmore Girls, there's a part where Rory and Jess are making out. Do you watch Gilmore Girls?
I know.
No? Okay. You will know what I'm talking about. Rory and Jess are making out, walking in the snow, and then she stops. She's like, I need to catch my breath. And it was just like a very romantic, like spicy thing to say. So I was like, I have to catch my breath. And he just looked at me like I was the weirdest person. And yep, that was the last time. Like I tried, like, no, we didn't kiss at all the rest of the movie. And it was like that, it was a Will Ferrell movie. It was like Land of the Lost or something. And then
it's a spicy movie to make out to.
I know, right? And so when we get out, and so I assume like we're on a date, so I like try to like give him a kiss goodbye, and he kind of looks like I jumped him, and it was the worst thing in the entire planet. And I tried to be Rory Gilmore, and I found out I'm not Rory Gilmore.
So I kind of have had an issue in my life of like dating groups of friends, and I kind of just hop from one friend to the other, which is not good, but
Sure.
I did that.
I feel like that's actually a lot more common than people say. Like, it's because like friend groups, they have like similar qualities and probably, you know, the
like
same
different chemistries.
Yeah, exactly. It happens.
Yeah. So it was one of those, and I actually had just broken up with my ex-boyfriend because I wanted to be with his friend. Does that still make it okay?
Drama.
I think that's pretty rude, but whatever. So we went to the movies. He got me flowers. He was being so nice. We went and watched the movie. Then we got back in the car, and I just started crying because I felt so bad.
In front of
and
him?
he just, yes, in the car with him. And then I started going on about the ex-boyfriend, like how sad I was about. It was really bad. It was real bad. And then I don't know how this happened, but then afterwards we went back over to his house and we ended up still making out. I don't know why he would do that because I was a mess. But it was the worst kiss that I have ever had in my entire life. Like, I think that he was literally trying to eat my face off. Like, I really did. It was disturbing. It was disturbing. Do you guys have any bad, like, kiss stories?
Well, I went through mine. Do you?
Honestly, no.
She's only dated really good kissers. She's just on another level.
And she's never embarrassing.
Maybe it's a Washington thing. Washington guys, you got to step up your game. It's not a kissing story because I've kissed 3 guys in my whole life, so I really don't have any good stories. But I have one where I liked a boy in middle school. And this is another thing where I take quotes from TV and movies. Why do I do this? And I put it in my real life thinking it's just going to be magic, and it's not. So I like this boy. We were doing like some texting, flirting. I knew he kind of liked me, and then I definitely liked him. And there was a lull. So I'm like, okay, what's something spicy I could say? So I was really into She's the Man at that time.
Weren't we all?
Yes, Amanda. We graduated with Amanda Bynes, FYI. Oh, yeah. So full circle. So I text him, and I'm like, "Do you like cheese?" Because Amanda Bynes says that to Channing Tatum, and that the relationship stopped there. It didn't, and then I did like even like a follow up because like the line is like my favorite Scooter, you know? Anybody out there? And
I know what you're talking about, but I am just embarrassed for you right now.
I wouldn't even say that to Channing Tatum. So
I said it, and I thought I was like, I was so confident hitting that send button. I was just like, whoa, like this guy thinks he likes me. Oh, he has no idea how much he's gonna like me now.
Oh,
after I bring up cheese.
Yeah. Cheese is great. Cheese are like romantic cheese nights. Let me and Marcus have those all the time. We can do a little charcuterie.
That's why you're married.
Yes, yes. He's a big cheese guy.
I have like a period date story,
Oof.
which is like
We all have them.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be embarrassed about it now, but I think back then
I'm sure it felt like the end
it
of the
was
world.
like, yeah, I thought my life was over. We were at the beach, and lo and behold, Mother Nature decided to strike. Right as I was like all cute, like getting off the towel, like
Backstory
going
really
into the
quick.
water.
Is this like a full-on boyfriend or just kind of like some guy you're kind of talking to you like?
Not a boyfriend.
Not a boyfriend, but kind of like a flirty situation.
So like something like that would be embarrassing at that like time.
Totally.
Yeah, and that like it's funny because in the moment I was just like, oh my god, like this is so embarrassing. And thinking now, I'm like, that's so normal. Like literally any girl, that could have happened to any girl. But at the time, that was like the worst thing that could happen. I was so embarrassed. I didn't have like anything. We had to like go to the store. It was like a whole thing.
Did he say anything?
God, like he's gonna think I started my period like yesterday, and I don't know how to like manage it.
Well, like I think that's almost like the hottest thing is like when a guy is like super cool about period stuff. I think it comes with age with guys, just maturity. But when you're at like younger age, it's just like
Well, I don't know if I'm volunteering your story, but didn't something like that happen with you and Marcus?
It was pretty rough.
Like real bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I was having some like medical issues right around the time that me and Marcus started dating, so it affected my period, and it was like a 1 to 10 on how your period could be. This would be like a 20, where you would just like stand up and just like an ocean happened.
Yeah.
And so I would stay over.
I'm sure everybody wants to hear about this.
Oh yeah, you're welcome, world.
Sorry, I started it.
You started it. And so yeah, it just like I would stay at his dorm room on the weekends, and it was just hearty tartar, and like a situation happened, but he was like just like the coolest about it. And I remember calling my mom. I'm like, this happened, but Marcus, he didn't tell me to leave. Like, I think there's something wrong with him. Like, why is he still like me? My mom was like, no, it's okay, it happens. And I was like crying on the phone while he was in the bathroom, asking why like he is even like letting me stay. So he was cool, and I was just like,
I bet you every girl has a story like that, though.
they have to.
Like,
Yeah,
for sure. Do you have a type,
Yes.
Alana?
Go for it.
I used to think I did, and now I don't even know.
What do you think your type was?
I like people who are like really smart, but not obviously smart. Does that make sense? Like
okay.
not like
Not like outwardly nerdy.
not like nerd. Yeah. Like I think I kind of do like the nerd personality, but like someone who's smart doesn't like show it off and like also likes to have fun.
Gosh,
Like,
yeah.
you'd be
What
like,
about
oh,
like
you like to party too? Like they're kind of like like being surprised by it.
who's Miranda's boyfriend? I can't think of his name on Sex and the City. Steve. Like he's kind of like nerdy, smart, cute. Is like would that fit into it or no? Am I not? I've actually never really met a guy that you've been into, so I'm actually so like.
Well,
Well,
I haven't either.
I'm sorry to say, like, I just have like a total blank slate. I really have no clue.
Well, that's why, like, as I get older, I'm like not even sure.
Yeah, and I feel like
your
your tastes have to change as you get older and your priorities change. Like, probably since you're very into your career, I feel like someone who's supportive of that and is like so like kind of almost like a cheerleader. Yeah. I feel like that would have to be really important to you now. Am I right?
Yeah, and I think I get overwhelmed by people who are like too intense. I like people who are
Oh,
like,
sorry.
or like, no, like speaking like as for a guy, like
Sure.
a relationship,
Yeah.
like I couldn't be around that all the time. Like someone who's kind of like level-headed. I don't know. But then
And are you like not into clingy either? You'd want them to be able to give you your space.
I feel like I'm very independent, so that's something like I would want to be with someone who also is, but like we both know, you know, like
what the dealio is.
Yeah, it's like we both know, like, oh yeah, like we have each other, but also like I need them to have their own friends and like
for sure
be able
that
to have
makes
their
sense.
own life.
See, I think it's just hard. I feel like you could say you have a type, but I think really no one really does, or no one really knows. Because a lot of times when you have a type, it's like almost like biology of like, someone like your dad or someone like something that happened to you in your past. Like, there's a lot of just like things you have no control of that even if it's failed relationships over and over again, because you still keep going for your type. And,
I almost think that's a bad thing to like.
I think so
just
too.
Have, like, and I've been trying actually as I get older, like not to have that mindset. I used to be like, this is like what I want them to look like this is what I want them to do, and like that just when you put people in a box like that, like you're never not never, but it kind of ruins like the element of surprise. Like when you meet someone and then it's like the person that comes into your life that's like so unexpected.
Yeah.
And it's usually someone who's like not your type. You know what I mean?
100%. Like I feel like there's been some consistencies of different guys I've liked, like the smart thing for sure. But
Marcus is pretty smart.
He's the podcast IT guy.
He was over here like doing his little clicks before.
But Marcus is the only nice person I've ever actually had any type of real like crush situation, flirtationship situation with. Like, feel like because of like TVs and movies, like I'm a team Jess, not a team Dean on Gilmore Girls. I always kind of went for like the bad boys, and even like I think I've gotten stood up twice in high school because someone got arrested that I was supposed to meet. So yeah. So
and I think I went on the complete opposite of that because I feel like I was always into like the nerdy shy guys, and I liked that I could bring out something in them. But then I ended up marrying someone the opposite of that.
Like
I married someone completely different than any other crush I've ever had. It's very interesting.
When I get married, we can have the podcast again.
There we go. We'll contrast and compare.
I guess like physically my type is like obviously that's important.
Yeah, 100%. People who say looks don't matter are lying.
Oh, they're lying. 100% lying. And this is, I always have to bring out this like little spiel because I think it's easy for some people to say looks don't matter, but everyone has their own type of person they're attracted to. So it's like who you're attracted to is someone I may not be attracted to.
Totally.
So their looks matter to you. Like I don't believe in that, but I think I don't want to repeat like everything I said on this podcast.
Did you guys talk about this?
Yeah, we kind of did. But
she was also on a different podcast. Make sure you follow it. We got to support other women. Honestly, Hannah and then her handle's at Honestly Hannah.
Yeah.
Okay, so go follow that podcast, everyone, and you can see her episode too.
I'm just so in demand. I'm on so many
podcasts. She's just, I mean, I had to like plan this a couple months ago. She had a waiting list.
Yeah.
She also
you guys in, but
yeah, she demanded a cocktail and pico de gallo. She wouldn't come unless she had this whole list of demands. It was a little much, but we got her.
Yeah, divas these days. What was I talking?
You were gonna repeat something, but go for it.
Number one thing that I don't like, which I feel like I don't like when guys are really buff. That's like so gross to me. I hate it.
Gym selfies. Can we talk about that for a second?
Oh, I could talk about it for a long time.
Well, like especially we're gonna go over a little bit more on online dating later, but on the apps, like, is that like a go-to when you're looking at the images and someone's in the gym like doing like a little flex or something like that? Is that an automatic, or does it?
Like, or do you give them a chance?
I'm trying to be better. I'm giving people chances, but that doesn't work either. No, I'm But I don't know. I'm very like I know what I like and I know what I want and yeah, stuff like that. I mean,
do you feel like you are someone who you meet them and you have do you have a pretty quick like I have ability to like this person or very quickly no?
Yeah, I think that's good and bad. It's good because I'm usually like right about people, like my intuition.
I feel like women need to follow their intuition more.
Yeah.
In more ways than dating, but that's maybe another episode.
Yeah, so I'll come back next week.
Yeah.
For that. But yeah, I'm kind of like that with everything. Like I either like really like something or I don't. I'm like that with friends. Like I either like really love my friends or I'm just like
Yeah, I feel like me too. I can automatically when I meet someone, I can sense kind of if we're gonna vibe or not. What
Yeah.
about you, Amy?
I think I'm not good at that. I think sometimes I feel okay. Actually, I'll say I think I'm good, but I try to go against like my brain still goes against my initial feeling. So I always try to give people a chance. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
no, that does.
So then I think that's gotten me in trouble
Because
sometimes
we've
because
talked
it's like I
about
want
it.
to see.
You're a little bit more of a people pleaser, kind of in general. That's
Yeah.
probably kind of ties into it a little bit more.
And I think I'm always more worried about the person liking me, which is so
It's
obnoxious
so
and
ridiculous,
annoying.
but you can't, control it.
I feel like that.
Yeah, so most of the time I'm more worried if they like me than I am actually thinking, do I like this person?
Yeah.
And then sometime down the line, I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I don't even know if I like this person. Why am I trying so hard to make them like me? This is
Totally.
weird.
And like I even like I like a person until maybe I find out they don't like me, and then I'm like, oh, then I don't like them. They have bad taste. that has happened.
No, but Amy, I think that's really admirable because I always kind of think like I don't think I'm very good at giving people chances because in my mind I'm always like yes no like I feel like I can make that decision so fast and sometimes that's not good either though because sometimes like I can write off someone who maybe would have been like a good friend or like a good person to date but I'm always like oh no like I know right away and like I think sometimes it's good to think things through more and like I have friends who like I always tell them that like they'll just like go on dates here and there and I'm just like oh I always have to like think about things so much and like so I admire that like I feel like if there was like a happy medium if everyone could be like a little bit of how you are and like a little bit of how we are that's like pretty healthy.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, and just because like sometimes the first impression like people get anxiety or they're nervous and so then if you judge that person that's not actually who they are too.
Yeah.
Because I hope that people don't judge me for their first interaction with me sometimes because I'm like, I was so nervous I didn't even like.
You just blacked out.
I wasn't me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like after the kiss.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep, like after the kiss.
All right. So this next question I just could talk about for hours because I've brought up TV and movies about 20 times already and it's been 20 minutes. Boys from like TV and movies that you'd wanted to be your boyfriend, either past or present. What are some of your TV boyfriend crushes?
So do you guys watch the show Outer Banks?
Okay, no spoilers. I'm in the middle of season 2 where
and I'm only on season 1.
Okay, so she hasn't watched it, but who?
Oh yeah, give me some of John B.
Yeah, no, he's got the hair, he's got the tan, he's a little bit of a bad boy, he's running from the law, like, I get it. Do you know that him and the main, sorry, we're kind of, like, since you don't watch it, that him and the main girl that he's, like, dating in the show, together in real life. Did you know that?
And I love that.
I love it when that happens. Saying Gilmore Girls about for the 4th time, but might be the last time. Crap, what was I going to say? Oh, the producers had a running joke because Rory, or Alexis Bledel, dated Dean in real life. Then they broke up on camera, and then they broke up out of camera. Dated Jess in real life, and also dated Logan. Isn't that kind of insane? It's like, you don't even have to do the work. Producers are going out, finding you the right man. You date them. Like, I find that very interesting. I guess it's just like your job. It's what you spend the most time, the people you're around the most. But I find that like fascinating.
Do you think that they get like too much into character and then like that would be kind of conflicting and confusing maybe? I guess I don't know. I'm not an actress.
Milo Ventimiglia, who plays Jess on Gilmore Girls, has a reputation of dating younger co-stars who he works with, or that. Yeah, I mean, co-stars works with is the same thing, but you know what I mean. So he also dated Hayden Panettiere as well from Heroes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he is. I think it's just normal. You're with someone every day.
Yeah, it's like. Well, okay. So since you guys are married, this is something I think about more than I should.
Okay.
Because, like, why am I thinking about this?
Yeah.
But, like, if your husbands were actors and they were on a TV show, and that was their job to like say your husbands were on Gilmore Girls, like, and they're over here like in a fake relationship, and of course it's just acting. They're like kissing their co-stars, because like I do think I could imagine like when you're acting with people, like you sometimes that's how
I feel like you can't help it. Yeah, you can't help it sometimes.
But how would you guys deal with that? I think about this so much.
I'll have Amy start because I know she is strong.
I feel like we're different. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have very different answers to this. I would personally struggle with it hard. I'm not.
Jared isn't allowed to watch Game of Thrones because there's nudity.
Oh. Okay, false. We watched that together, so shove it.
But that was a thing for a while, at least, right?
At least you watched it.
Yes, at the beginning.
Okay, Amy has grown since then. I take it back.
She's grown.
But also, I mean, maybe it probably is insecurity, but I also feel like Jared and I's relationship has gone through some very hard times, and so I feel like for me to feel secure, I put boundaries.
Yeah, no, it's
firmer than some.
It's different for everybody, and you got to figure out what's right for you. Yeah. Totally.
Okay, go ahead.
For me,
you would probably watch it and love it. That would be you.
Kiss her better. Well, I don't know. I do have a little bit of jealousy in me. I think that's natural. I think everyone does, even if they don't admit it. But at the same time, I know I trust him with every fiber of my being. So, like, I would just not be too worried about it. If anything, I would like want him to talk to me about it. Like, oh yeah, I'm actually really attracted to her. Like, she's a good kisser. I'm like, good for you. You're getting your jollies from somewhere. Like,
that's like my nightmare.
I don't know. I just know I'm his partner for life. And to me, we are very different on this. To me, she like believes, tell me if I'm wrong, that you are only attracted to your husband. And like, that's something that you like say, and like I feel like some people say that a lot, like, oh, like I just don't see anyone else. I'm married to the love of my life. I'm married to the love of my life. But
I've actually heard you have this conversation with Marcus before.
Yes, if some hot guy or hot girl walks by, I don't know. I just think it's not like me and Marcus just talk about it. I don't know. It's just for us. It's just communication, and it's just a knowledge of. We know that we're human. We're attracted to other people who are good looking to us. And we just talk about it. And it's like a thing that we share together. That, I don't know. It's that weird. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it correctly.
No. I actually think that's actually maybe not all the way to your side. I think there's a middle between us that probably is more normal.
I agree. I'm a little bit on the farther side of normal. Like, I know that, but I don't know, just me and Marcus have been together a long time, and we just are straight up with each other.
You're very straight up.
Have you guys watched the Friends reunion?
I actually haven't.
Alana,
feel free to talk about it.
Oh, well, I am going to say one thing then that you might. But Ross and Rachel had a crush on each other the whole time. And she was married, and I don't know if he was married during that time, or if he just had girlfriends or different things like that.
I think she just said that they were both always in relationships. Like, it just was always, like, the wrong time.
I read an article about it. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, and so I think I would be afraid of that. That there is, like, some secret... Because to me, I'm not saying they did anything wrong, because they didn't pass the boundary or whatever. I get that. But, like, to want to that bad, that would just be hard.
It would be. I think about this all the time. Like, I waste so much time.
It would be hard. I'm not saying it's easy from time to time, but, like, it's the trust thing. So, like, let's say Marcus was married, or he is married to me. What am I trying to say? Like, if Marcus had a crush on someone at work and he told me about it, like, that's what I respect and I'm, like, cool with. If I find out later that he had a crush on someone and he didn't tell me, that's where I have the problem.
Okay, and then also, this is another thing. Maybe I project my own feelings onto the other person because I feel like if I was an actress and I was having these relations with people, I think I would have a hard time setting up a boundary and a line. I think my feelings might get confused. So then because of that, then that makes me feel like everybody else would be the same way. And then I think that's the problem. So that's probably why I struggle with it too.
Yeah. There's no ugly actors or actresses. You know, like if you're in that industry, it's just.
No, I was kidding.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that, but
broadly. But no, good question, and I think
I always watch things with like the thoughts of like how.
Well, just think about how.
Real life. Like I just want to know for some reason.
Think about how often it happens. It's just like norm. Mm-hmm. It's just I feel like just psychology and like you just being in that scenario with someone. It's hard not to get probably feelings. I'm assuming. I mean, I've never really been in that situation, but
so I feel like I know, and probably Amy does. But who were your crushes from TV shows?
Oh yeah, I forgot that question. All right, Jess Mariano from Gilmore Girls. Let me go through my TV shows. Okay, there's Gilmore Girls. If either of you want to throw out shows, because I'm for some reason blanking. I've always had a little crush on Ross.
Friends?
And I actually think Ross and Marcus have some similarities. They're both kind of like, he's a chemist.
Who was like the first? What was like the first thing you watched where you remember like having a crush on someone, like being young and being like, oh, he's cute.
I brought this up on a previous podcast, but I'll say it again. John Travolta.
Really? You're just a wild card today.
Yes, from Grease. What's his
like in Grease?
Okay, Grease.
Does it like the character of John Travolta on Grease and Danny Zuko and Jess Mariano from Gilmore Girls? They've got like a similar vibe. They're like too cool for school, and they wear leather jackets.
Actually, Kaneki from Grease. I had a crush on him when I was
I never had a crush on him, but I get it. No, fun fact. So our parents were crazy. I love you guys, but we would watch Grease a lot when we were younger. It was like a staple in our house, but not until I was like late teenager. I did not know about the makeout scene between Kaneki and Rizzo.
Okay.
They skipped it, and I had no clue it existed.
I didn't know Rizzo was Okay. This is a whole nother podcast. Totally. Watching things as an adult, not realizing what you were watching when you were a kid. So like,
different.
Grease, I feel like we grew up the same way, but also so different at the same time. Like, that was just on when I was little. Like, I was obsessed with Grease. Like, I'd go to school, like, and everyone's like, what's Grease? Like, it was made 1 million years ago. And I would be like, I knew the words to the entire movie. Too. Like, yeah, it was a whole thing. And there's a pattern of the musicals be like.
Yeah, we're musical people.
Yeah, I don't remember how old I was, but I remember it was like on TV or something, and I was watching it, and I was like, Rizzo was pregnant? Like, when they're like all in the cars, like spreading
Sometimes
gossip.
You don't
I
catch
never
things.
knew when I was little. I think I remember like asking my mom too, like, oh, what's the big deal? And like she probably gave me some like she got a new puppy or something.
I don't know if I've told you this, Amy, but her family actually reminds me a lot of ours. They like, I don't know, just their parents just give like their house kind of reminds me of our childhood home. She has like a younger brother who reminds me a lot of Graham. And just I feel like we've got a lot of similarities.
Do you remember when we watched Grease and we would have the little Barbie doll brushes? We would pretend that they're cigarettes and then we would throw it on the ground and stomp it off.
Grandma Debbie got mad at us.
Oh my god.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, I also got in trouble once because of Grease because I was like obviously like performing it and singing the songs in my living room, and I believe one of the songs has like the S word in it, and then like it's the one about the car, like Hydromatic, that one. It's Grease Lightning.
And they say something about
no, they say the word shit and they say the word tit. Like something, it's been a second since I've watched it, to be honest. But anyway, I said both of those words as I was singing the song, and I got grounded. I'm like, you're letting
Yeah,
me
we
watch
were doing the
these.
same.
Like I was performing, I was expressing myself through art, and no, my mom was not having it.
So, what's the number one thing you look for in a
We're
relationship?
gonna find you a man.
I was like, this is like my submission video to the Bachelorette, isn't it? Because I know her.
This may or may not
Yes.
be sent to a producer on The Bachelorette.
I need more water.
Look at her. I felt like couldn't you see her on The Bachelorette?
For
I
sure.
think so too.
I'd be the worst though. Like they'd want me to do all these like cheesy things, and I'd like straight out refuse.
Yeah.
Like, be like, he likes me or he doesn't.
Hello. So we are back in our faux ad segment. We don't have any sponsors, but we would like some. So I have written an ad for Amy to read through. She has not seen it, and this is a little taste of what these brands out there, our future sponsorships, can get. So Amy, action.
All right. Whoa! We are really getting into the nitty-gritty of embarrassing stories with our guest Alana. If only there was something that could help things be less embarrassing. Introducing, insert brand name here, the app that helps turn your so-called flirty messages and translate it for you to become the most irresistible, crush-worthy text. For example, Kayla's mishap, she would type, "Do you like cheese?" ? I don't know how you said it.
I wrote, please say this like Kayla. So say that again and try to say it like me.
Do you like cheese? And then the app would translate that to, I like how smooth and spreadable brie is on crackers. Want a bite? Embarrassing story averted. You will have a significant other in no time and only for $9.99 a month. Save even more with the code Kayla and Amy. Enjoy and wear protection. This app is powerful.
Wow, I'm still feeling a little hot from that ad, Amy. What about you?
Too hot to handle.
Tell me you watch that show.
You have a show?
Yes.
Oh no.
Netflix, Too Hot to Handle. Have you watched it, Amy?
I watched the first season, and this is another thing about Jared and me. No, we do not watch that show together, so he's not, he's been at home a lot, so I haven't watched it yet, but next week he's starting back at work, and I'm waiting to watch it.
Perfect. It's literally, you've never heard of it.
No.
It's about a bunch of horny singles come to a place to be horny together, but then they find out that they aren't allowed to have sex the entire time they're on the show. They don't realize that's the show they're going on.
Interesting.
And so it helps them learn about deeper connections other than just sexual.
And if they do something, they lose money.
Yeah, so if they follow the rules, they get a sum of money at the end. But if they don't, like depending on like a kiss versus a blowjob versus the whole home run, there's different chunks of money they'll take out of the pot if you break the rules.
And everybody loses
Fascinating
it, not just the person who does it.
Mm-hmm. Fascinating TV.
Maybe they can advertise on the podcast.
I think that'd be great. I mean, we just did a really just spectacular review. All right. Where were we? Reading from my paper.
Let's say it again.
What type of relationship are you looking for right now? Or are you looking for a relationship at all? The viewers want to know.
Is this thing on? No, I was kidding. So yes, I am, but I would like to remove the word looking because I think things come to people who are not looking.
I
Probably
see. I
getting
get
a little
that.
too philosophical.
No,
but
I love
So
that.
you're pretending not to look so that
Yeah.
then what you're looking for comes.
yes.
Perfect.
But I do believe that, and I think
Yeah.
like with COVID, things have just been weird. But I'm like, okay, I'm pretty self-sufficient, I think.
Yeah.
And so I am working on like the vibes I put out to like attract people.
Mm-hmm.
Which sounds so weird. But yeah, I'm totally open to something right now.
Awesome. No, I think that's a great answer. Amy, any follow-ups?
Are you looking for a relationship?
You know, we're looking through a throuple, so anyone out there? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
I usually swipe left on you people.
Do you think, because we kind of talked about this, but do you think instant physical attraction is important, or do you think that a physical attraction can grow?
I think it can grow.
Okay. So if you met
too.
someone, you could be like, you're kind of cute, so I'll give you a chance, and then by the end of it, you're like, you're the hottest person ever.
Yeah, because I think you can be attracted to someone's personality. And it's funny, I find myself like being attracted to people a lot, but not like attracted to where I'd want to date them. I don't know, maybe I'm the problem.
So maybe physical attraction, but not like personality attraction.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, looks totally matter.
Oh, they totally matter.
100% matter. I think you could kind of be on the fence about someone and be like, oh, they're kind of cute. Like maybe they're not like your ideal like package of like what you want the person you're with to look like, which, you know, people are lying if they say they don't think about that. But I think as you get to know someone and like if you have a connection with someone and they kind of feel like certain criterias for you, like you can become more attracted to that person physically too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Like
Married at First Sight, that show. Go ahead, you can go first.
Watch that one.
You guys, I'm really bad with, I watch things, but I'm really bad with like reality shows. It's like not my thing.
So next time Alana comes on, we're gonna have a list of shows she needs to watch first.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's totally true. And I feel like, yeah, you could be initially attracted to someone, but then, like, even for example, on a reality show, like Michael A. from this season of The Bachelor, for example, I wasn't initially like he walked out of the limo and my panties dropped. No. But
as Alana chokes on her drink.
for audio listeners, Alana just choked on her drink. But as I got to know him, I just find him so attractive now. So I mean, I think that's just kind of an example in real life, you know?
Well, yeah, and I've even thought like, you know, you meet someone and you're like really funny, and you're like not really attracted to them, but like they're so funny, you like.
Mm-hmm.
You like their energy and like their charisma, and then like you can be attracted to them because of that. So I believe you can become attracted to someone. I do.
I agree. You think so too, Amy?
Oh yeah. You've seen the people I've dated.
They're all instant winners, but you know.
But they all did have like good personalities for the most part.
They were all good people. Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Very good people.
In a way, though, it's kind of fun when it happens that way, I think, because it's like, I always think, like, there's obvious people who are just, like, beautiful, like, or guys who are just, like, wow. And then it's like, I feel like when it's like that from the beginning, it's just kind of like that's overpowers everything else. It's just like you're so attracted to, like, how they look. But it's almost more fun when it's like you, like, build that attraction to someone. It's
it's almost like lust over love, you know, and it's hard to make. I feel like maybe at some point it might be hard to decipher between the two. Like, do I actually like this person, or do I just want to get in his pants?
Yeah, which,
you know. So you don't watch The Bachelorette, that's okay, but you can still answer this question.
Okay.
If ABC named you the next Bachelorette, what type of Bachelorette would you be? Like, how do you see yourself as a lead? Like, would you take no shit from no one? Would you, like, care about the drama in the house? Would you, like, just send people home without even a warning? Like, tell me how you'd be as a Bachelorette.
I don't know if I would care about the drama.
Okay.
I would want to make sure they knew, like, I was in charge. Like, this is my show.
Totally.
I don't think I would put up with a lot.
Yeah. You would like this season. I really want you to watch this season.
I would like the drama of, like, not putting up with a lot. So it would be like, okay, thank you, next.
I feel like the first night you would probably like send home more than you needed to because you're like, yes, no, you know. So you'd probably get like top 5 after the first night.
Probably.
Like, I feel like after first night, I would know, like, my top 6 at least.
They've been getting really good guys on there, though. It's been hard.
That casting, like, people on Bachelorette, they've been working overtime, and it shows.
Well, I feel like they've kind of been under like some scrutiny, so they have
A
to be
lot.
careful with who they have to like bring on good people, so
And
people still
it's-
watch it.
Exactly. It's only been a good thing because casting has really brought so much more, like, diversity, and it, like, just shows in the conversations and the quality of the show. So, definitely have been getting good guys, which is good. I was going somewhere with that, but the train left the station on that one.
So when you're,
What would you guys be? Like, what kind of bachelor
Oh.
would you guys be?
gosh, I would be not good. Don't sign me up, baby. See,
would
I'm
you
not
be a
good.
Claire?
Probably. Well, actually, no, because she like knew what she wanted. I think I would be just an emotional wreck because I'd be like, who do I choose? I don't want to break your heart, and I don't know what to do. Help me.
I feel like I'd feel bad about that.
Well, this is a good one. I actually am interested in asking both of you. Do you think you could be in love with more than one person at a time?
On the show or just in general?
Both? Is it different answers?
I would say in real life, no, because I would never let myself do that because I think that would be like letting yourself date two people to, well, I guess. Okay, this is a hard thing to answer because, so in that sense, no, but then also I think sometimes people like hold on to torches for exes and they're still kind of in love with them, but then they are trying to move on. So you could be in love with two people in that way.
I think I could be in love with two people at the same time on The Bachelor.
I mean, I would never say never, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't picture myself knowing how, like, I don't want to say picky. I feel like I have my standards, so I feel like it would probably be hard for me to like actually,
Yeah.
like if I was on the show, like two guys like actually were like perfect in my mind.
Sure.
I don't think I would be, but I'm not saying I don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
because I've never experienced that, so maybe.
For me, it's like, I feel like what I imagine a bachelorette goes through is deciding different types of like lifestyles. You know, it's not just about the person, it's about where they live, what they do on for fun on the weekends. You know, I feel like there's like, for me personally, there's so much I want to do in life, I just want to do it all. So it'd be hard to like, I don't know, I feel like I could fall in love with even more than two people, personally. I just think I can, like, I don't know, I just love people really easily. Like, I just, like, my friends, I love unconditionally, no matter what. Like, I'm a very loyal person. So it's hard for me to, like, they have to give themselves 100% to all these guys. And so it's so hard for me to imagine, like, doing that with someone, but then having to, like, send them home. It would be hard.
It's very overwhelming.
It'd
like
be
just
hard.
talking about it is overwhelming.
Yeah, well, and
right now.
the word loyal, that's interesting that you use that word when saying that you would be in love with more than one person, because some people would think the opposite. Like, if you were loyal, then that means you would be loyal to your one person.
Once it got to the one person, I would be. But
Yeah.
I think it'd be really hard to get there.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just like, yeah, more than just loving a couple people, it's a life that you choose.
Yeah. I wouldn't be very good at compartmentalizing it either. Like, not thinking about one with the other and all that whole thing. That would just be really hard.
Yeah.
You actually brought up something that I think is something for me that's like really important when I look for someone.
Mm-hmm.
And it just reminded me, I think I would have a hard time like being on the show. Not like I'm on it or anything.
She
But,
could be. Producers. Sorry.
No, I feel like I'm usually attracted to people who don't treat everyone special. Does that make sense to you? Like, you know how some guys are like, there's nothing wrong with them. They're super sweet to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Super like loving and outgoing. I don't usually find myself being attracted to those people because I'm like, then what makes me so special?
Yeah. No, so it's like you're wanting someone who's going to be only loyal to you.
Like, and not like in a weird, like controlling way or anything.
No,
But
I think
like,
someone where it means more to them.
Yes.
You know, like they don't just give it away just because they can. Like when they give themselves to someone, it means something.
Yes, because I'm like that, and I think I know like the reasons why I'm like that. So
Mhm.
like that's something I think is important for someone I'm with.
Totally. I think Marcus is that way.
I was thinking that that's actually interesting that you say that, because that's something I've struggled with a lot with Jared, because Jared is that type of person. He's just super nice and super loving, giving to like everyone. And then I'm like, well, how do I feel special if you are like that with everybody? So it's kind of been like now I feel special because we've like talked about it and I've had to talk through it a lot. But I say if you feel that way, make sure that you really pay attention to that, because it's really hard if you do find someone that doesn't know exactly how to make you feel special. It's hard.
Right. Is that something you knew about yourself before though, or like you realized
No,
from?
I think I realized it afterwards, because I feel like maybe I was feeling a little bit more jealous than I ever had before. And I was like, why am I feeling this way? This is kind of weird. And then we broke up for a while. And during that time, I feel like he would either kind of act the same way with someone or say something similar. And I was like, what in the heck? Like, how is that supposed to make me feel? But then later talking to him about it, it's just like he is kind of a people pleaser too. So he knew that it worked with me and then kind of used that in other ways, which wasn't good, obviously. But yeah.
Okay. Would you ever go on The Bachelorette or The
Oh
Bachelor?
my god, you guys want me on this show so bad. I don't think I could bring the drama that they need. Just being honest.
But they need like the pretty, like cute, funny, perfect ones every once in a while. That's
well, in that case, I mean,
no, I think you were made for it. And you're gonna get your heart broken, and you're gonna go to the Bachelor in Paradise, and that's where you will excel. That's what I see for your future.
I feel like on an island, anyone would excel.
You know, look at her. Like, she's already got the colors. Like, I can see that in a bikini form.
I'm gonna get a call like tomorrow.
No, like, I think you'd be perfect.
I have a story, but I'm not sure if it's actually funny or just very sad.
That's a great start.
So when Jared and I broke up, a long time ago.
I'm so excited for this story. I know what it is.
Hold on.
No, you don't. I don't think you do.
No? Oh, okay.
Well, I guess there's that story too, but I don't know if I want to out myself that hard on that one.
Well, I think it's totally normal, but go for it.
Okay, so first,
we're both tipsy over on this side.
my friend I think it was Tinder, and she was looking through it, and she texted me and was like, oh my gosh, Amy, I'm so sorry, and screenshotted, because Jared had joined Tinder like right after we broke up, his like profile and his pictures. All of the pictures that he used were dirty, they weren't that dirty because he had his pants on, but like dirty pictures that he sent to me as his profile pictures.
That's why I'm not on Tinder. Because of Jared.
I was like, are you freaking kidding me, you little
I
snake?
feel like guys probably do that a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, I see a lot of guys who, like, they're clearly in the picture with a girl, and they'll, like, literally scribble out the face.
That's savage. That's terrible.
Have the energy to, like, Photoshop
Or
her
a
out.
crop.
Or use a different photo. I'm like, this is really effort. I need some more effort. Like, come on.
Oh my god.
Jared.
Yep. But I mean, he's redeemed himself, I guess.
Yeah. No, he's good. So we actually have also figured out another game too, if you feel like
Okay. I'm gonna run this one.
Amy's gonna run it.
Woo! I'm ready. Okay, so like a would you rather guy thing. So like, would you rather him be the best kisser or super funny?
Oh my god. I have to choose.
Yep.
I know mine. I say funny. Marcus, I love him very, very deeply. He started out as a not so good kisser. I've told him this from face to face, but I have taught him, and he's come a long way. But he's
you can't change someone's sense of humor, but you can help teach them how to kiss. So
exactly.
That's
it's a teachable moment.
That's a good point. I guess this kind of plays into like you can become more attracted to someone.
Yeah.
And I do like when people are funny, so
And it doesn't have to mean that they're a bad kisser. It's not like the worst
not like a
kisser
mean
or like the
guess I would
best kisser or super funny.
I guess I'd say funny, because you're right. You can't teach someone how to be funny.
Yeah.
Or you can't you don't want to change the person you're with.
Yeah.
You know? Like, be
Exactly.
funnier.
Was Jared always a good kisser or no?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess it's just me then, guys. What ifs?
She said,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah."
Well, I think our first kiss was just like magical. There was like so much buildup of us being friends, and then like
Build up is
slowly.
the best. Sexual tension is the best.
And so
I
like the night that we kissed, that whole night we were like hanging with friends, and we were all like dancing and just like having fun. And so he kept trying to kiss me, but like kind of teasing about it, but we didn't want to in front of other people. So it was kind of like this whole night build up to it, and then it was like, ah, it was wonderful.
No, that's cute. I love that. I'm not gonna tell my story.
Bless you.
Okay,
Okay,
so-
people are sarcastic though. I don't know if that counts as funny, but like.
No, I like
love
that.
sarcasm.
Sarcasm's good. Sarcasm's good. Do you want me to do mine or no? Do you want to keep?
You can do
going?
yours, sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you rather date a guy who has a pencil mustache or a handlebar mustache?
What's a pencil? Like a line?
So really, really thin above their top lip.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say pencil something else.
And then handlebar is when it goes the lips and then down like
You
this.
guys didn't give me many good options.
You gotta choose. It's the love of your life. You love them.
I'm choosing this.
You're
I
choosing the
don't-
pencil?
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know if
pencil,
I could do
sorry,
the
people can't see.
pencil. The pencil's kind of creepy to me.
Yeah, I guess it's just less hair. It's less prominent on the face. I would choose pencil, just like Amy, because
I would choose handlebar because that
Okay.
at least shows that they can grow facial hair.
Ooh, they're a
that's
real
actually
man.
good.
Yeah.
That's a very good
So it's
answer.
like, is the pencil by choice or is that just like really all your face can do?
No, that's so true. So
I
true.
almost want to change my answer now.
Me too. You've convinced us.
I mean, that's what I'm here for.
Would you rather him have smelly breath or call his mom every night?
Like, why is he calling his mom?
Just to chat. Check your name.
Okay. I guess if we're going on the theme of like things you could change, I think I could change his breath.
You
We
can
have
change
some
his
like
breath?
mint stations
Unless
throughout the
it was,
house.
like really,
People got stank going on. Like,
I
you
know,
can't
but
cover
like,
that up.
like obviously I have nothing. Like I hope that they love their mother, but there's like a line where
Yeah, every night's a little much.
Yeah, I feel like that would probably get to me. I guess the breath.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm just thinking because like that can improve. Like we can.
I don't know.
We can get products to improve the breath. Like I cannot like detach him from his mom. You know.
I personally think it's kind of cute. Like, I think if someone who's close to their mom means like they're gonna treat their significant other well.
Okay, I think it
If
also.
you hadn't seen him or talked to him all day, which fine, life happens.
Mhm.
You just want to like talk to him or like watch a movie. And
Yeah.
He's like, not until after I talk to my mom.
Hell no.
So that's where my mind went.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Like you want them to love their mother.
Yeah. And like I find it it's not every day, but I'd say like once a week Marcus makes sure that he calls his mom.
And that's great.
And I think that's the cutest thing ever.
That's
Yeah.
because you guys don't live near them.
Yeah.
But I do feel like if he also has like a super tight bond with his mom and then like discusses everything with his mom and not with you, like it gets weird. If it's
If
too-
there's
Yeah.
if it escalates from there, that's no
Yeah.
bueno.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I am the number one female in your life.
Are you gonna ever get this is weird, probably messed up that I kind of feel this way. If you have a daughter, do you think you'll ever get jealous of your daughter?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am
think-
actually very worried about it.
I think I might too.
So we have
Really?
3 cats.
I've
It's-
never thought about this.
Really?
Yeah.
We have 3 cats. 2 are male, 1's a female, and the female cat and Marcus are extremely close. I get so jealous, guys.
Okay, that's way too far. I don't know.
No, I really
I've
think I
never thought about
might. I need to be the number one girl, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I've never had kids before, so I don't know what it's like. So maybe I'll change my mind, but it's definitely like a thing, no?
But think, like, would you rather them love your daughter so much or like
No,
not
it's
show
sweet.
love to them?
No, it's very sweet.
Do you
I
think it
don't-
has something to do with our childhood, Kayla?
I wanted to ask that, but I didn't want to like go there.
What would
'cause-
it? Maybe I'm blanking. What would it be connected to?
Okay, well, sorry, Dad, but like
We
him
love you.
choosing women over us,
Could be. Could be.
like feeling that way. I don't know.
Totally could be.
Yeah. All right, we can move on now. Your turn.
We love you. Okay, my next one. Sorry, I only talked about hair. I couldn't think of anything else.
Oh gosh.
Would you rather date someone who has a man bun or bald?
Man bun.
Man bun.
Man
was
bun,
easy.
me too.
100%.
That was, like, the
I would
easiest
prefer-
one.
Some people are into bald guys.
Well,
I
some
like
guys look good bald.
Yeah, I like the guys who make the choice to become bald versus like just do it all instead of like the ones who like are balding but they try to like
I
like,
feel like the guys
cover
who
it up.
choose to be bald though, like actually look attractive bald.
yeah. And I feel like it's like hot kind of like I'm so cool, I don't even need hair and they just like go for it.
Well, our cousin, he was like balding at 17, but then he shaved his head and it looks good. So it wasn't his choice, but yeah.
We have two bald cousins. I don't know which one you're talking about, but
I think both of them.
both of them. That's so interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't know that. No, they both
Yeah.
look great.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so would you rather have him be always emotionally supportive or never make you doubt if he's trustworthy?
Say that
Wait,
one more
yeah, say it
time.
again, say
I
it
need
That
to
is a
find
little
the-
complicated.
I need to process it.
Always emotionally supportive, just gives you everything you need emotionally. Or never has made you doubt if he's trustworthy, ever.
I can
Emotionally. Wait, I'm choosing what I would want.
Yes.
I think the first one.
Always emotionally supportive.
I can just only connect it to my current relationship and it's a different answer. It's the trust thing. I just feel like me and Marcus are maybe still working on that first one, but like I can always know that I trust him. He'll never lie to me.
Yeah, I think
Oh, I guess am I supposed to answer now?
Sure. I mean, do you
Yeah.
have an answer?
I think my answer may differ depending on the person.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think initially, just from like past experiences and like life, like I probably would gravitate towards the first one.
Yeah. No, understandable.
But that's a hard one to answer, actually.
Yeah, that one I actually thought it was pretty hard because I don't even know how I would answer. I think always emotionally supportive because I am kind of a hot mess and so I need that support, and the trustworthy thing kind of already been there and dealt with it. So
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable.
yeah.
I mean, my
Good
thought
one.
process on that is like, I feel like emotional support comes naturally from someone. Like you either kind of have it or you don't, and like the trust could maybe be something that's like you. It's like I could fix, like say the person was trustworthy, and
Yeah.
for some reason I wasn't trusting them, I would have to fix that on my own and like learn to trust.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's actually really.
It's a hard one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really hard.
Do you have any more, Amy? Because I don't.
No, that was my last one.
Okay. Did we get any relationship questions?
Roommate advice? Is that a bad one for this one?
You've had a roommate, right?
Oh yeah.
Neither of us have had
Okay.
roommates, so Alana could help take this one.
Okay. So roommate advice, like, do you got anything?
Like that's literally all they asked.
I mean, I haven't had like that much experience. I would say, and again, like I really don't have as much experience as like most people who like dormed all 4 years and like that whole thing. But
Mhm.
I would say like not being afraid to like ask the questions that are important.
No, I think that's a really good advice. Ask the right questions. I like that.
Jared's roommate was terrible at like 7 a.m, blasting rap trash. And I'm like, what kind of person are you?
Not just
Well, he
rap.
also got kicked out of our wedding, so should have known.
Oh, I remember. Can we tell the what's it called? The rehearsal dinner
Yeah.
story?
Okay.
Go for it.
I am down for people having a couple drinks, having a good time.
Of course.
In the right setting. Okay.
Yeah.
My family is pretty traditional. You would say our family is to a certain extent. Okay. And rehearsal dinner. Okay, before the rehearsal dinner, you have a rehearsal. So we're all there. His groomsmen show up freaking out of their mind on who knows what. And when they're supposed to be walking down the aisle,
with their grandma there, you know?
they're stumbling down the aisle. They can't even make it. They're going to like throw up. And one of them spits on my brother's shoe. He's wearing sandals. Chew spit, by the way, not just regular spit, chew spit, and is yelling and like making comments while my uncle who's officiating it is like trying to practice. He's like yelling crap out. And I had to leave, like I had to go away from the altar and go whisper in someone's, I think I did this, right? Yeah. Went and whispered in someone's ear, if you don't stop right now, you are freaking leaving. And then, because Jared wasn't, this was a little, me and Jared had a little tip about this, because I'm like, I shouldn't have to be handling this. This is crap.
Yeah, it's your friends.
Yeah, I'm obviously very passionate about this and yelling.
No, it was ridiculous, because can I add a little bit more to the story? Because also, he was like the groomsman, so he was going to be walking down the aisle. My aunt, who's like lovely, Aunt Julie, shout out, you're the coolest.
Lovely.
Like, was walking down, and he couldn't even walk. She was trying to hold him up as they were walking down the aisle.
And that guy wasn't as bad as the other one, though. I mean, he was.
No, he was the bad one, I thought.
No, he wasn't.
Oh,
he was like way too drunk, but he was at least not mean. Then,
why do you think my brother just said to kind of like, you know, hey, like be cool, right? And then he got like all upset and spit on his shoe.
Yeah. And so then finally, I think I went inside and I'm like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. So I went inside and then he had to go. I think I called him on the phone. Yeah, they were down there. I said, I'm not coming back out there. You better figure it out. When he went over there, the guy had his pants pulled. Okay, we're at my grandparents' house. Like in their yard is where we're having the wedding. He had his pants pulled down, about to just pee.
I didn't know that.
No. What? And then I feel bad if any of you guys are listening. The ones I forgive. The ones I don't, I don't. Anyways. And then literally one of them apologized. The other person has never spoke about it again.
Probably
like,
mortified.
That's terrible, though. What not nice friends.
That's like the day's about you guys, right? And then it's just like taking so much attention away. That's rude. That's really rude.
Yeah, and then if we went to the dinner afterwards and they were drinking, like, sure. Like, I'm fine with that. Like, you guys can have fun.
It was like the very beginning.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it's like, I know neither one of you guys have a problem with people drinking and having fun. Like, none of us do, but it's like, you have to be adult enough to know when to stop. Yeah. Especially in a setting that's formal like that with, like, family around. That's not cool.
The one little excuse I will make is I think that they might have been really nervous to be, like, kind of like social situations make them nervous. So that's the one little thing I will say.
They are.
Now, this is me trying to see the best in people.
There you go.
No, I would probably do the same thing, but I mean, could you imagine like if you showed up to my wedding like that?
I would never, because I respect you and like your day.
This was a test, thank you.
Yeah, I do.
No, but I'd be hurt that you didn't even think to like respect my family.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, that was a day. Turned out okay.
But it leaves a good story. I love that I have
such a great story. I mean, we're saying it on our podcast.
Story.
So thank you so much for coming on our podcast.
Thanks for having me.
We always like to ask kind of towards the end, our every guest of what is the best relationship advice that you have ever received.
I think that's a good question because everyone has like their own advice they hang on to. I think for me, the one thing I've heard that like actually stuck with me is like something I think about is like to know your worth.
It's good.
Which I guess doesn't really imply like another person, but I think to have a relationship that's healthy, like you do have to know your worth.
100%. And have that relationship with yourself.
Yeah, which like it sounds so cheesy, but like I really do think, and I saw something, I don't know where I saw it, but it was like, if you only love yourself this amount and someone comes around and they only love you this amount, you're gonna be like, oh my god, like this person like exceeds all my expectations. But it's like if you love yourself this much and you respect yourself this much and like you know you deserve this much, like I think it's okay to have those standards of like someone coming along and like matching how you feel about yourself.
Totally.
So I think that's
because if you're not knowing your worth, then you'll just take whatever you get, and you're like, if anybody's giving you anything, you'll just cling on to it versus actually having a good, healthy relationship.
Yeah.
Totally. Worst relationship advice you've ever been given. And when I say relationship, I mean like not just significant other, friends, family.
Just like anyone?
Yeah. Have you ever gotten like bad advice?
Yeah, actually.
Do you have something? Yay!
I don't think it's that juicy, but I've been told like, oh, just ignore it. Like I kind of feel like I reached an age where I'm like, no, like it's okay to have feelings, and if something like
and
rubs you the wrong
them.
way, yeah, like it's okay to not like suppress things and like be vocal about it.
And keeping those things inside is not going to do anything for anybody,
right?
Especially yourself.
I think as like girls, sometimes you feel like you don't want to be. I don't think I'm a high maintenance person in general, but it's like I think there's always that thought of like, oh well, I don't want to be too like emotional or to this or to that, and I think it's okay, like as long as you're not over the top, like you shouldn't ignore things.
Yeah, and embrace your feelings, I think.
Yeah, and I think especially with friendships, like not even talking about like a loving like significant other relationship, like even with friendships, like you don't have to be friends with people, and like again I think I said this on Hannah's, but like you don't have to make time for everyone.
No, and sometimes when friendships is hard. I mean, we could go on a whole other thing, but
like
friendships are hard. Like sometimes you have to break up with a friend.
Yeah.
And it's for your own personal, like it doesn't mean you don't love them.
It's not even like maybe nothing even happened.
No, maybe it didn't, but you just have to do what's right for you,
Yeah, I think that's something I'm working on is like being more selfish, which sounds crazy, but I think growing up I've kind of always like not like I guess not like people pleaser, but I've always wanted to like give myself to everyone who maybe needed it or wanted it. And as you get older, you just don't have time.
100%. We actually talk about in this last week's episode about your relationship with yourself, and I talk about how I'm selfish, and I think more people should be. Like everyone's, like in TV shows and stuff, like if you're a martyr, you sacrifice yourself for other people, you're like the hero. And I think that's actually a really dangerous thing to show people, because I think you really, before you can do anything for anyone else, you have to be there for yourself.
Yeah.
And selfish has such a bad like connotation, and even that word, maybe, I don't know, did we come up with another word? I don't even remember. But just
self-aware, maybe.
Yeah, but like there's nothing wrong with putting yourself first, in my opinion.
But then I will say on the opposite side of that though, it's kind of hard though when you want something from a friend, or you want the attention, or you want like you need something from them, and then they're just being selfish, which they should be, but then it's like hurting you too. So that's kind of like if you think about it from the other side of it, that can be kind of hard too.
Everyone's got to do what's best for them, and that's
an example is like last weekend when I canceled on you guys. I was like literally eating myself up because I felt so bad, and I was like, you know what? I was like, my body physically cannot drive to your house right now. I was like, I'm not going.
Yeah, no, I think, and I think everyone should do that. And I know you, and I know the type of person you are. I knew that you had to be like dying to cancel on us.
And that's like, even when I texted you, it was like, I wouldn't do this unless.
I know
I've been
that.
trying not to like. You don't have to always explain yourself.
You don't.
But I feel like
you don't.
It's like I'm always aware of like I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want them to think this. Like I want you to like still value, like know that I like wouldn't do this and let you know. So,
and I know that I do.
But I think it's okay, especially when you get older and like everyone kind of starts going in like their own directions. Like
sure.
You can't give yourself to everyone else.
Yeah, and I think it just, as you get older, you just realize who fits into your life and who doesn't. And just because they don't fit into your life doesn't mean you don't love them. Mm-hmm. It just means that your guys' life don't mesh, and that's okay. Yeah. It's totally okay. Yeah. So,
do you guys have like friendship breakup stories?
Oh, so this would be like 5 hours long.
So I have that written down as a topic for an episode. Let's have you come back for that one because I have way too many stories.
Well, because that's a whole separate thing too.
I could go on. So yes, 100%. We'll save it. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for listening. We do this little thing where we all clink.
Oh.
Do you have something, Amy? All right. Thank you so much. Cheers. I had so much fun. We'll go like that to you.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks so much for listening. Bye, guys.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed that episode. We had so much fun. You could probably tell me and Alana at least had a drink in our hand, and then in between segments, we would pour more. So, I mean, we're here to party. We're having a good time. So party with us. Maybe like we could come up with some type of drinking game to play like for our podcast. Like every time Kayla says continue or she says Whitney Cummings, take a shot or something like that. We'll come up with something. So upcoming episodes. What do we got, Amy?
We are going to have a full relationship advice episode. So send us in all your questions. We're going to try to answer as best as we can, and we're super excited about it. And then every week, obviously, we're going to continue doing our Bachelor in Paradise recaps, and we're having a lot of fun with that, too.
We'll also keep you up to date if we hear from those Bachelor producers and Alana's status. So send your good vibes, because we got to find her a man. If she wants to, or she can be by herself, because women empowerment. Just to help, if you enjoyed this episode or maybe didn't really like this episode, but like most of ours, either way, still leave us a great review on podcasts or on Apple Podcasts. Rate us, follow us. And if you're more of a podcast watcher, we're also on YouTube. So if you could like, comment, subscribe, and then like Amy said, email us. I'll say it again, stopwearingmyclothes@gmail.com. And our IG, like I post several times a day. You get so much extra content. We come up with fun little videos. So it's definitely worth the follow. We even have had some contact with some like Bachelor Nation people. So it's been a lot of fun. They've liked some of the videos we've made about them. So just keep watching. It's going to be a wild ride. And we also have Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. So
all aboard.
Choo choo. Bye.
Bye.